quick pick number 6. The first one you should have had no trouble with. 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. 1 plus 4 is 5. 1 plus 5 is 6. We're not going to go over that one. Okay. All right. The next one, though, wow, they threw it at you there, didn't they? Let me get my board, and let's look at number 2. So, looks like a bunch of addition problems, but it's really all about place value. Everything's about place value. So, they have all these numbers, 143, 426, 388, 117, 113, 780. And to each number, they added what? 100. Okay, so we're going to come over here and I'm going to show you one. We're adding 100. Remember how I always told you to stack them so you can see what you're doing. Ones, tens, hundreds, right? All right, I want you to look right here in the tens and the ones. What do you see? Some eyeballs. Nope, some zeros. Okay. If there's zeros there, when we add, these two numbers are going to stay the same, right? 3 plus 0 is 3, 4 plus 0 is 4. Those two numbers right here, they didn't change, did they? Nope. Because there's zeros in those places. The only number that's going to change is the hundreds place, where this 1 is. So think about your hundreds blocks. Okay, here's 100, 2, 3, 4, 43. Okay? 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 1, 2, 3. 143. We're not adding anything to the tens and ones. All we're doing is adding another hundreds block. So what does it turn into? 243. 1 plus 1 is 2. The only number that changed was the first one. So let's look at the rest of these. 243. All right, we're going to add 100 to this number. Same thing. The tens and the ones have zeros in them, so these aren't going to change. Only number that's going to change is your 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. 526. Same thing with the next one. These two numbers aren't going to change. Just write them over here in the tens and ones place. 3 plus 1 is 4. Next one, same thing. So you've got 17. 1 plus 1 is 2. Are you wondering how you're supposed to do that in a minute? Because you got to look at what's not changing and what is changing, and then you can be pretty quick about it. 780 is going to go to 880. These stayed the same. Now the second part of the question, use the same numbers, but this time it added 101. So let's look at this. What's going to stay the same this time? Here's your ones, tens, hundreds. What's going to stay the same? Your tens, because there's a 0 here. So in every number, the middle number stayed the same. The ones went up by 1, and the tens went up by 1. So let's draw this in blocks. You've got 143. Okay? The 40 stayed the same, but we added one more 1, and we added one more 100. So now what do you have? 244. All right, so put these numbers back up. Okay. This time, we're adding 101 to everything. We know that the middle number over here is going to stay the same, the 10th place. So we can just write the middle number, 4, 2, 8, 1, 1, 8, right? Now let's do the ones place. What is 3 plus 1? What is 6 plus 1? What is 8 plus 1? What is 7 plus 1? What is 3 plus 1? What is 0 plus 1? If you have 0 and I give you 1 cookie, you have 1 cookie. Now we got to do the hundreds place. What is 1 plus 1? What is 4 plus 1? What is 3 plus 1? What is 1 plus 1? What is 1 plus 1? What is 7 plus 1? See how fast you can do those? If you figure out which numbers are changing and which are staying the same. Okay. Now the next problem was about measuring things. And it asked you what the best tool was to measure a school bus. And A was a ruler. Now a ruler is great to measure things, but it's great to measure small things. I can measure my cell phone. I could measure my pen. But I don't think I can take this outside and measure a school bus with it very well. I'd have to have a whole bunch of these. B, you've probably seen before in your kitchen or in a science lab. I use these in my kitchen to measure liquid, to measure flour, to measure when I'm baking. Okay, that's a measuring cup. C, you've definitely seen before. It's a thermometer. What does that measure? It measures your temperature, right? D is something you might find in your bathroom on the floor that you stand on, and it measures how much you weigh, how many pounds you are. So now we get to E, and this, my friends, is a tape measure. Now, a tape measure, when you pull it out, looks a whole lot like a ruler, doesn't it? It has inches on it. But here's the great thing about a tape measure. It keeps going and 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 going. And you could measure your whole house with this. You could definitely go outside and have a friend hold one end, you go to the other end and measure a school bus. Whoops, if I hit myself with it. That's a tape measure, and that is the tool you should have chosen for measuring a school bus. That was letter E. All right, the next one is all about columns and rows. So there's a big rectangle that looks like this, and it has 4 rows and 7 columns. Let's see if I can manage to do 7 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, I did that pretty well. And then there's another little rectangle off of it, like this. Oops, I didn't draw that line very straight. That has 4 columns. 2, 3, 4. All right. Let me get it back so you can see it. We're going to do this in 2 pieces. We're going to figure out how many squares are in this, and then we're going to add it to how many squares are in this. Let's do the easy one first, this one here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 in the top row, and 1, 2, 3, 4 in the bottom row. How many is 4 plus 4? 8. Okay, so we know that side has 8. We're going to come over here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 7. I see double facts all over the place. Do you? Yeah. That's why I want you to know them. What is 7 plus 7? 14. 7 plus 7 is 14. So if we add 14 and 14 together, what's 4 plus 4? What's 1 plus 1? All right. Are we done? We know this side. We know this side. What do we have to do now? I want to know how many squares are in the whole thing all together. So we have to add them together. So let's do it right here. 28 plus 8. Looky there, another double fact. Amazing. What's 8 plus 8? 8 plus 8, 8 plus 8, 8 plus 8. 16. Carry your 1. What's 2 plus 1? 3. 36. Now, you could have just counted all the squares, but I wanted you to try to use some math to figure it out. So 36, that would be letter A for number 4. Okay? Let's look at this last one. It's called a line plot graph. We haven't seen a lot of these yet. And it's about the kids in the classroom and how many they missed on a test. So, if the kids missed 7 questions, there would be X's here to show how many kids missed 7 questions. But guess what? Nobody missed 7 questions. Can you tell me how many missed 6 questions? 1 person. That X means 1 person. 5 questions. Nobody. 4 questions. 1 person. 3 questions. 2 people. 2 questions. 1, 2, 3 people. 1 question. 1 person. Look how many got 0 wrong. They got them all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the question says, how many students got 3 problems wrong? So we're going to find the 3, and then we're going to count the X's. 1, 2. Your answer should have been B, 2. And that, my friends, is quick tick number 6.